I don't think anyone's picking the Niners to win this game other than maybe Niner fans and Niner analysts. I'm thinking about picking the Niners to win this game. What are you thinking? Is this game going to be closer than people expect, or are the Niners about to get boat raced?
I think it definitely can be close. My biggest issue is same issue I had heading into last week. Does your defense have to be the number one defense ever to stay competitive in this game? Yeah. And if that's the case, then your chances of winning are slim because you can't count on your defense to hold this team to 24. Not saying they can't do it. Yeah. Now, they can. But I don't think you go into a game saying, all right, guys, we hold them to 17 points like we've done everybody else, or 10 points or whatever. We win this ball game.
Absolutely not.
I think you go in there saying,
we got to get 30.
Guys, we have to score points. And if we get a great performance by our defense, awesome. We have a good idea of what we want to do schematically. Our game plan is good. D'Amico's going to have these guys coached up. But just in the case of some plays happen that we can't account for because Mahomes just does Mahomes things, we got to make sure that we can back our defense and score points. My issue is they have not proven that they can really score points. We did see it in the Panthers game, but you also saw 2 touchdowns come from a pick six, and then another one where they had got a stop on on the Panthers' own 3-yard line. Then the 49ers just ran the ball and scored, right? So, again, I think the 49ers have to be better offensively, and I haven't seen that version of the 49ers yet. And I hope it is this week because that's what it's going to take for the 49ers to win. If they do that, then definitely they can win. But I think right now it's trending towards they haven't been able to do it.
Okay, let's look at this matchup a different way. Let's look at it from Kansas City's perspective because we know the Niners. But you also know the rest of the league, and I've been studying up on Kansas City, and this is what I've noticed about them. They have a really good run defense. It ranks really high, which is a good place to start when you're going against the Niners because they usually only win when they run the ball well. So they got a good D-line. They statistically good against the run. They have the worst pass defense in the league. The quarterback rating given up 107 it's 32. They've given up 15 touchdown passes and they've intercepted 1 pass. They can't cover anyone so far. Good D-line, but their back 7 coverage is terrible. Then on offense, no Tyreek. Their wide receivers aren't going to beat you. Juju and Marquez Valdez-Scantling. At least, they're new to the offense. It just seems like they haven't really become serious weapons yet. And then Kelsey's great, of course. But if Jimmy Ward plays, even with a cast, that's a pretty good matchup. Better than Hufanga. Better than most safeties against Kelsey. And that's all I got. I feel like this defense from Kansas City isn't that good. And I don't know what the Niners are going to do, but they should be able to get some big plays in the passing game, even if they're balanced with their run pass.
And if you look at what the Raiders did, the Raiders were able to not only get big plays in the passing game, but in the run game as well. Josh Jacobs looked like Ezra and James
he did.
running the rock. Although their run defense can be very good, what did the Raiders do to counter that to where they had so much success? So that's where I'd be looking at, okay, we know we want to run. We know we want to pound the rock. How do we do it? And then obviously you want your passing plays to work off of your run looks, and then maybe you can have even more explosive plays. And then Eric Crocker can stop complaining about the offense not scoring enough points, especially in the second half.
I have a suggestion to get this offense going. Just go to the shotgun. For whatever reason, the under center stuff isn't working this year. You can look at the splits. It's stark. They think 4-point-something yards per play from under center, 3.8 yards per carry, and 52% completions. Just get out of under center because your center's no good. Your guards are young. Jimmy's slow-footed. He doesn't want to be under center. You're not doing play action from under center. So when you're under center, you know that the pass plays are going to suck, and you're probably just going to hand off. And just get out. Because when you go shotgun, they're averaging 6.7 yards per play, 5.8 yards per carry, and now they can get Juszczyk and Kittle both pulling. They can get some gap scheme stuff. I think that's the ticket for them, and I think if Kyle does, don't wait until the bye week to figure that out in 2 weeks. The stats are right there. Get in the shotgun. You should be able to run the ball, and also get Jordan Mason involved. You're not going to win this game just handing off to Tevin Coleman and Jeff Wilson Jr. Get Jordan Mason involved, please, or Ty Davis Price, one of them.
So if you're able to pull those numbers, and that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Why aren't they looking at it the same way?
Because Kyle's so, I don't know. Because Kyle's so stubborn and his scheme is being under center. But if you're not, if Jimmy's going to, veto the play action or they don't do very much play action where Jimmy turns his back to the defense. So if you're not going to do that, I don't understand what the advantage is of being under center. The defense there's so many things they know you're not going to do. Right? You're a defensive player and you know their tendencies. When they're under center, they're not doing play action. And it's like, okay, well, they're going to do the toss or the toss counter or the stretch or the inside zone. It's like 4 plays, man. I just don't understand why they're stuck with it.
I do. Again, it's just what it looks like to me and some of the guys I talk to. You know, I talk to my guy Greg Pinelli all the time, and there is a little bit of the not much creativity in the passing game. Now, one thing Kyle does extremely well is he understands how to attack the weaknesses in defenses. He knows how to use your rules against you. But it feels like, and I could be wrong, but it feels like he does that with very few different passing concepts.
Right.
And when
his little shot plays, right? His shot plays.
Yeah, there's like shot plays where you got the deep, post, and then you got the crosser, underneath, and there's a lot of that going on. Well, you go max protect, and there was a play, I think last game they went like max protect, and the quarterback still got hit. Like stuff like that can't happen. So some of the execution is on the players, but maybe spreading it out will paint a much clearer picture for the quarterback, and he can continue to get the ball out of his hands quickly like he likes to, but without having to turn his back to a defense.
I just feel like this could be a little bit like the Rams matchup where, there's a great D-line the Niners are going up against, but Jimmy can get the ball out of his hands. He's got guys who are good after the catch, and you have a really weak back seven. And the Niners might be able to control this game with their offense for the first time all season. And no one's expecting it because their offense was just so bad last week. So maybe I'm stupid to expect it now, but I just feel like they've done this before. They're a veteran team. Kyle isn't terrible. He just has bad weeks. He got Jim Harbaugh in the house. It would be a great time to be the best of your version of yourself, Kyle. You can do this. Get in the shotgun, scrap your offense, win the game. That's my suggestion. Win.
Yes, Now I hope that's the case. The case. But again, to me, it goes back to the offense, which is their baby. And while you hire an offensive-minded head coach, and right now that's lacking. So it's just hard for me to have that confidence. And I hope so. Listen, y'all, in the chat, I am as big a 49er fan as any of y'all. I hope they win. It's just I keep holding my breath for this offense to get it together, and it hasn't happened yet. But maybe week 7 they can get it done.
So the 2 coaches in the league who've been coaching the longest without a ring, head coaches, are Kyle Shanahan and Sean McDermott. And I think when you get into year 6 and you have no ring, there's pressure. So even though Sean McDermott's doing well, if they don't win the Super Bowl this year, I'm not saying he's going to get fired, but he's going to hear about it. So the reason that Sean McDermott to me is much more on solid ground than Kyle is because Buffalo's defense is really good too. They have a great defense. He's holding up his end of the bargain. Kyle isn't at this point. That's a problem. Yep.
That's actually a good point because you look at Buffalo, the defense plays well. They have no run game, but still, obviously, they have a terrific quarterback, and they figure it out. And even then, you look at some of the things that they do, I feel like, man, like this guy's wide open, this guy's wide open. And then when things aren't wide open, the quarterback just makes a play. And it feels a little bit more free-flowing of an offense, even though they can't even run the ball. They suck at running.
They really do. I'd be interested, the two offenses that I'm most interested in right now are Buffalo and Philly. So if you're looking for a coach, I don't know, from one of those 2 staffs. Ken Dorsey's interesting, but as you pointed out, they don't run the ball well at all. So something to look at. It might be personnel, might be scheme.